I hear people saying we've got to talk directly to Iran and tell them we won't attack them. Talk directly to Iran. That's ridiculous. Have you ever tried to talk to an Iranian? They're impossible to understand. It's like they're speaking entirely different language.
Here are the things you need to have a successful grassroots organizing campaign. First, you need an issue that excites people, that people are concerned about, they want to get involved with. And the issue of the nuclear weapons and the threat of use of nuclear weapons is certainly an issue that will involve people. Then you need a way to engage them. You need a campaign effort that is creative, that gets their attention and gives them an opportunity to voice their concerns. And you need a political moment, an opportunity where real change can happen. And we had that in Iowa in 1987 when we promoted an end to nuclear weapons testing. Why Iowa? There was a presidential campaign going on there. We wanted to take advantage of that. All the presidential candidates were there, and that was the time to get their attention, the public's attention, the media's attention. We traveled throughout the state, encouraging people to organize in support of an end to nuclear weapons testing. We got 22 city and county councils to pass resolutions saying that the United States should join on an international treaty banning nuclear weapons tests. How do we engage people? We told them what the cost of the nuclear arms race was to their community. We figured out the tax burden for cities in Iowa that they paid in 1987 on nuclear weapons. For example, the folks in Des Moines, $27 million just for nuclear weapons alone. And so we had a successful campaign. Every Democratic presidential candidate endorsed a nuclear weapons test ban. No Republicans endorsed it. And we were proud that for the first time in 20 years, the Republicans did not win the general election vote in the presidential election, and we feel we had something to do with that because of the test ban campaign. Finally, for me, it was with great joy that I got to travel the state of Iowa with the Reverend William Sloan Coffin. Reverend Coffin was a hero to many because of his lifelong work for civil rights, for peace, and for nuclear disarmament. The Citizens Budget Campaign, another successful campaign, 1989, taking advantage of the fact that the Berlin Wall had fallen and there was a real need to reduce military spending and take those resources and put them into domestic needs, human and social needs. Our message to political leaders was, we need politicians who can see the writing on the wall, the Berlin Wall. It had fallen. Soviet Union was no longer an enemy. We really could save money and shift money from military programs. So we formed this collaborative campaign. National groups, peace and justice organizations, disarmament groups, labor groups, human needs organizations, all came together for the Citizens Budget Campaign. We had a postcard campaign to Congress. We got thousands and thousands of individuals to send in postcards in the shape of a dollar bill. The postcard said, "The buck starts here." That is, let's invest in what this country needs today. And we encouraged people to send them to Leon Panetta. He was chair of the House Budget Committee at that time. We got thousands and thousands and thousands of postcards sent in to Representative Panetta, and he actually met with us. We delivered the postcards, and we delivered our message. The buck starts here. We need to invest in America. And of course, we feel that message got through because in the early years of the Clinton administration, there was a transfer of funding from unnecessary military spending into human needs. So all in all, we thought a successful campaign. In 2004, PSR came up with the Smart Security Campaign. It was the height of the war on terrorism, the height of using militarism to respond to security needs. So just prior to that election in 2004, we put together what we called the Smart Security Platform. SMART stood for a sensible, multilateral American response to terrorism. And it talked about investing in diplomacy and international cooperation. We talked about the need for international, verifiable treaties to eliminate nuclear weapons and other weapons of mass destruction. We talked about the need to spend our tax dollars differently. For us, instead of putting money into military weapon systems we didn't need, we needed to put money into international peacekeeping efforts. And we had this platform that could then be endorsed by local Democratic parties, as it was in Washington and Iowa and a number of other states. It could be endorsed by national religious groups and local and state religious groups, so that political leaders could see that the public wanted a change, to move away from this militaristic approach to security and to move towards smart security. We took out posters and billboards in Iowa, like this here, that said that when your only tool is a hammer, everything looks like a nail. We need to do things differently. We need smart security. And we felt that this campaign planted the seeds for what was to come. That is a recognition in this country that we need more diplomacy, we need more international cooperation, and we need for the United States to be smarter. Not only strong, but we needed to be smarter about how we dealt with security. We were also very pleased that our smart security platform was turned into a House resolution. Representative Lynn Woolsey of California took the smart security platform and created a congressional resolution so that other House members could come on board and endorse the idea of an alternative to militarism. And over 60 members of the House of Representatives signed on to smart security. And of course, a great way to engage people on difficult issues is humor, the use of political satire. And that's why I created Senator Jess Trust Me. He's a non-compassionate conservative from a state that cannot be named for security reasons. And the senator has been all over the United States pitching his view of non-compassionate conservatism. More money for the military, and of course, more money for the military.
I think the Iraq War has been an unqualified success.
Success?
Absolutely. Before the war, we didn't know where the terrorists were. Now we do. They're shooting at us. And I think that's progress. We have them just where we want them. We had to destroy Iraq to save it. If not us, when? If not them, how?
Well, now you've seen some of the exciting campaigns that I've been involved in over the years. Well, now it's time to hear from you. That's right. PSR is sponsoring a video contest. We want you to send in new creative ideas on how to engage the American public on two of the most important issues of the day: nuclear disarmament and confronting climate change. To find out all you need to know about how to engage in this contest, just go to psr.org/video. You'll find all the information you need to know on how to get your videos submitted and how to win the grand prize, a new iPod Nano with a video camera. We look forward to seeing your ideas.